Glassmaking dates back more than 40 centuries. But in the late 1800s, glassmakers created something new. Glass that was both milky and translucent. They called it opalescent glass. Like its namesake, the opal gemstone, its beauty lies in the way it magically catches the light. Opalescent glass is a semi-transparent glass in either a solid color or a swirling mix of hues. Glassmakers create it by melting minerals including silica sand, soda ash, dolomite, limestone, and fluorspar. Adding recycled glass helps speed up the melting process and stretches costly raw materials further. The mix is colored with pigments, in this case cobalt oxide, which gives a distinctive blue tint. A hoist then lifts the raw ingredients, called batch, to a double-chambered mixer. Ingredients flow from end to end between them, thoroughly blending the batch. The blended batch now goes via wagon to the beehive, a furnace that contains 12 ceramic pots. The furnace worker shovels the batch into a pot to melt at a searing 2600 degrees Fahrenheit. He pushes any spills back into the pot. Then, to control the temperature inside, closes up the pot's mouth. 24 hours later, workers scoop out the glowing molten glass. With only seconds to spare, they hurry to the mixing table, keeping the glass in motion to prevent it from cooling unevenly on the way. It's critical they cool off the ladles between each use, or the next scoop of glass will adhere to the ladle surface. The ladles they use vary in size, holding between 4 and 40 pounds of molten glass. Workers pour as many as 5 different ladles at once to make a single color. The mixing table is where the magic happens. The table worker picks up one gather of burning molten glass, then another, then skillfully blends them together using a steel fork. He then flips the molten glass into a rolling machine, evening it out as it squeezes through the rollers. Out comes a sheet about 6 feet long and 1/8 of an inch thick. Every 90 seconds, workers fill their ladles with 2000 degree Fahrenheit molten glass. Mixing it on the table helps cool it and blend the colors. The table worker separates the glass sheet from the table surface, forcing out any trapped air bubbles and further cooling the glass. The sheet now goes into a leer, an oven that hardens the glass, then cools it evenly to prevent cracking. From there, it's on to the trimming table. Workers wear protective clothing and thick gloves to handle the razor-sharp edges, still hot to the touch. Cutting the glass sheets is a delicate 2-person job. They must work in sync to keep pace with the sheets that keep on coming. A single pot produces about 25 sheets over 24 hours. That's 300 sheets a day from just one 12-pot furnace. Using a carbide-tipped cutter, the workers score the glass, then snap apart the pieces, standard 32-inch square sheets. They set aside the excess glass to remelt in a new batch. Finally, the sheets are loaded into crates for shipment all over the world. Just look how artists use opalescent glass to create a feast of pattern, color, and light. Like a painting, only far more fragile.